himself into the lead. Miles.
Look at that shooting accuracy.
He's going to cross the line as a deserving World Cup final champion.
Eight men left standing, 3 grueling World Cups in the books, and just 90 minutes left to decide who secures sporting immortality. Welcome to the men's final of the 2026 Pentathlon World Cup final here in beautiful Budapest. Well, the conditions are absolutely unforgiving. Look at that. 42 degrees Celsius, so whilst the mercury is rising higher by the minute in the thermometers, these athletes aren't sweating the heat. They are hunting down medals of a far more prestigious kind: gold, silver and bronze. Having navigated a brutal semi-final, the world's elite must now empty the tank one last time, and here is what they are going to go through. A direct elimination fence on 2 pistes, fights up to 5 hits using the épée, 1 minute. Super fast fights. They move on from the fence to the obstacles where the race is against the clock. The faster you go, the more points you get, but you've got to avoid any penalties if you fall. They move from the obstacles to the pool where they will freestyle race over 100 meters, and this gives the opportunity to gain the last points going into the handicap start of the laser run. This year, for the first time, the athletes come out of the starting blocks and go straight into the range. And there's an extra visit to the shooting range where you have to hit the 10-meter target 5 times before you exit. You then complete 600-meter loop, both inside and out, and you repeat that 4 more times. 5 visits to the range, 5 runs around the track, and the top 3 will become the podium masters of the World Cup final. No holding back, no margin for error. The battle for the crown jewel of the season is just moments away. I'm Karim Bashir, and to help me break down every ounce of drama on this monumental Sunday, I'm joined in the booth by a true titan of the sport, former World Championship medalist from Egypt, Mariam Aymar.
I mean, I don't think we're ready for the men's final. It promises to be a thriller. There's a real sense of urgency we saw in the warm-up on the piste. Everyone knows the opening discipline can set the tone for the entire competition.
Yeah, that was crazy, wasn't it? The pistes were absolutely full. This is the lineup. Ashkar is going to want to do well in the fence. He dropped down to 16 in the semi-finals. But when we look through this field, it's littered with athletes that can come from anywhere in the field. 18 in the lineup. Mutaz Mohammed, for example.
Yeah, we saw him with that fall in the semis. Put a dent in his performance, but again, he could go one better here.
Out come the athletes then, 18 of them. We start with Kıvanç Tasyaran from Turkey. A win in the fence, just 1 win, will be welcomed by this young athlete as he makes his transition into the senior ranks. Now Korea's Lee Jong-kyung appearing at his 2nd World Cup final and won the fence in the semis. Another great fencer who really could challenge from Belarus. It's Udladsilov Nestorov. The reigning World Cup final champion and world champion from Egypt, Mutaz Mohammed. Tricky OCR in the semi-finals, but defending his title here, he'll be a threat for sure. Lu Shuai, an Olympian from China. A great OCR time and laser run in the semi-finals. He's a threat as well. Spain's Pau Salomo, watch him over the OCR. Will he have the legs to compete in the laser run? We shall find out. Now from Czechia, Matus Tuma, a good fencer, a quick laser runner. Will he be in a position to challenge after the swim? All become clear soon. Now from Germany, Maurice Klinkert. If he goes well over the first 3 disciplines, he could have a chance in the laser run as well, because he's quick. Now Poland's Łukasz Kotowski. Good fencer, but he'll need a better time in the obstacles if he's going to be able to challenge the top positions. Another huge talent from Egypt, Mohammed Hassan, only a teenager. If he fences as well as he did in the semi-finals, he will certainly set himself up for this challenge. Another Olympian, Jean-Baptiste Morsier from France. This is the fastest man over the laser run. It's all about where he positions himself in the first three disciplines. Next out, Giorgio Milan from Italy. He got the bronze medal at the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. Great fencer, great swimmer. He will be a podium threat. And now Hungary's Balázs Sepp, the 2024 World Championship silver medalist, is getting back to his finest form. He's another one that could challenge the podium. 17th at the Olympic Games in Paris, Marek Grich from Czechia hasn't podiumed yet this season, but only just missed out on the World Cup here just a few weeks ago. Here's a man that I'm going to be keeping my eye on. Marvin Dog from Germany also competed at Paris, and he loves Budapest. He got a bronze at the European Championships in 2024 and gold at the World Cup. Matej Lukáš from Czechia, will last year's silver medalist be spurred on by his partner taking bronze in the women's event? Leo Bory from France had a scare in the obstacles, a nasty fall in the semis, so we'll need to see how he fares to see if he's got a chance. And now, the obstacles specialist. There's two things about this man. Mohamed El Ashkar from Egypt. Will he beat his own obstacle course record, world record that is, and can he put it together in the laser run? That is the lineup of 18. This is a huge field.
Huge field, tight field, and from the get-go, just no telling who's going to finish in those top three spots.
It literally is impossible to pick. I mean, we were going through the list, and
yeah.
we had 10, 11, perhaps 12 of the 18 athletes there in with a shout of the podium. We're going to start with the fence, and this is how the knockout table looks. We start with an incomplete round of 32, so just 2 fights, 1 on each of our 2-piece to complete the 16, and then straight knockout from there all the way through to the finals. So we're going to start with Nestorov of Belarus up against Lee of Korea on Piece A, and then Mohammed of Egypt against Tasyaran of Turkey on Piece B. And we're going to focus our efforts on Piece A at the start of this, but we will be flipping from piece to piece, and we'll try and keep you updated on everything. Lee against Nestorov on the top piece. Mariam Nestorov had a great fence in the semi-finals.
Nestorov, as did Lee. I mean, Lee topped things off in the semis and won his direct elimination, so expect him to go far here, but it all depends on that first match. Nestorov looking quick on his feet, gets a foot touch.
That's a great start.
It is a great start, and again, that French grip gives him that extra length. Lee needs to put in some work here. Nestorov with the early lead at the halfway mark now. Lee looking for that counter 8. Nestorov is just keeping that low line as he tries to distract his opponent. It is a double touch with the flesh there from Lee.
Well, you see the asterisk on the graphics if you're new to pentathlon fencing. That denotes who the highest seed is, and if time runs out and the scores are level, the higher seed progresses. Mariam also mentioned the French grip, the pommel grip used by Nestorov on the right-hand side. That's a straight grip, so you get a bit of extra reach. Lee is using a more common pistol grip, which means your hands right tucked up inside the guard. Bit more precision with the pistol grip, bit more reach with the French grip.
Yeah, incredible job of explaining that for those of you who are new to fencing. But Nestorov has taken a good chunk into this match already. Makes it 4 now against Lee with 9 seconds to go. Nestorov could potentially have a Korean upset here, and I think they're going to succumb to that. Lee tries to go for it and actually gets one. I think Nestorov thought that Lee was going to back off. 5 seconds to go. Lee needs a miracle here. He needs 2 touches. Sorry, he needs 3 touches, actually, and it's just not going to be enough time with 1.7 on the clock. So Lee now, I think, succumbs to the loss. Nestorov is our first big mover up.
Brilliant stuff on time, but 4-2 is enough for Nestorov to go through. Down on Piece B, Mutas Mohammed is leading 4-2 over Cavendish. Tasyaran, and he takes the fight there as well. So the top seeds making it through. We saw big mix-ups in the semi-finals of the top seeds falling, but so far it's all going to seed. You can see that final hit from Multas Muhammad making it through. Well, Nestorov will stay on piste, and we're going to stay on the A piste as well, because we have Al-Ashkar coming out for Egypt. Defence, he went out in the 16 in the semi-finals, Al-Ashkar. He's going to want to go a bit further here, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, this match for him is huge. He didn't make it past the 16 in the semis, and today's all about medals, and Al-Ashkar has yet to medal, even though he starts in the forefront most competitions. So Al-Ashkar looking for a win here on the piste. Again, as you explained it earlier, that French grip, straight grip, gives him a bit of extra reach, less precision, but more length, as Al-Ashkar finds the high line here. Nestorov, well, they're both with French grips, so very similar styles. It's a straight flush and a defense from Al-Ashkar.
Just on B, just to let you know, Mohamed stayed on with a victory in the round of 32, going up against Leo Bory from France. They're tied at 1-1. But yeah, like you say, both using the French script, so it kind of cancels out the advantage. But at the moment, Al-Ashkar with the advantage of being the higher-ranked fencer, but that was an incredibly fast hit to foot. Al-Ashkar thinks that he's hit the piste there. The piste should be earthed, so no light should come up on it. And this is what happened to Al-Ashkar in the semi-finals. He had a decision go against him in the round of 16, and then he just couldn't put it back together again. He's going to have to push here. Just needs to level up to go through. The score's gone up to 3-1, but that's been taken off straight away because the hit was annulled. The referee had already called halt.
Yeah, Nestorov now going for the defense. Al-Ashkar trying to find a way through. Nestorov with the flesh makes it 3-1 now, and Al-Ashkar is again in dangerous territory.
And he's still pontificating about that hit, which he thinks hit the piste. You do get dead patches on fencing piste. It would be great to see that replay of that second hit from Nestorov at the end of this fight. Look, he's had exactly the same issue, didn't he, in the semi-finals, Al-Ashkar. He just couldn't get his head back in the game after a decision that he felt went against him. And it looks like he's going to struggle to get through here into the quarterfinals.
He needs to level it. A double touch doesn't help him, though. With 4 seconds to go, he needs 2 touches at least to win this bout, with Nestorov just needing 1. Oh, it's a pass on the first go. And Nestorov gets it on the second one. And just like that, our top contender is out of the fence again. Amazing
stuff there. Lightning does strike twice here in Budapest, because Al-Ashkar had a tough call against him. We might get to see it here. This is the second hit from Nestorov. We're going to look where it goes. It does touch the shoe. It just touches the boot, and that is why that hit's good. Now, he didn't feel it, but it just clipped the top of the boot as he's pulled it away, and he probably didn't feel the clip because he felt his toes moving away. Unlucky for some, and we've also seen the other Egyptian go out, Bory going through at the bottom of the draw. So we have another couple of really massive fights on our hands. Hassan of Egypt taking on Morsia of France on the A piste, and Milan of Italy taking on Gutkowski of Poland on the B piste. Looks like we're underway on the A piste, and as we've seen one Egyptian, let's go down to the B piste and see how Giorgio Milan of Italy fares against Łukasz Gutkowski. Yeah, good shot. I think Milan is definitely in with a chance of a podium if he is to put on a good run here. Gutkowski as well, a strong runner on his best day. So Milan and Gutkowski just trying to see where the other one falters. They both made the semi-finals in their semis, the semi-finals of the fence in their semi-final of the competition. So they're both good fencers.
Yeah, just a moment there for Milan to adjust his blade.
Yeah, meanwhile, Garcia has gone 2-1 up against Hassan on the A-piece, but as soon as I say that, Hassan has leveled up with a flash attack. Straightening of the blade for Giorgio Milan, though, on the B-piece, and he's ready to go again. He has the lead, but plenty of time left for Gutkowski.
So Gutkowski looking for that flick of the wrist there. Not sure if he was going for a feint or an actual touch. It's getting scrappy now, and the blades are moving around. It's not clean by any means, but it's a flesh from Gutkowski, levels the score. It was a bit tough to read for a second there, and it was all about who was on target at the moment.
Yeah, brilliant stuff there. If you're following the A-piece at the top, there was a lovely hit from Morsier, flick over the top onto the wrist to level things up, which gives him the advantage inside 10 seconds on the A-piece. Double up there is no good.
Yeah, back on B, though, Milan was just about to get a touch there, but Gutkowski actually does level the score.
Hit must have been annulled on one side.
Yeah, gets a point, though, Milan, to actually level the score this time with 9 seconds to go.
And Morsier has gone through on the A-piece against Hassan. It has not been a good fence for the Egyptians.
Yeah, crucial point now for Milan down on B. It is 3-2 now, the score, with Milan just needing that score to be level. 5.9 on the clock. What can Gutkowski do? Goes in for a hesitant attack. Milan was prepared for that one. Makes it 4-2 now, and at this point you have to back the Italian for a win here. Gutkowski, though, replying with a flesh attack. Makes it 4-3. He needs 2 more to win this bout.
And there's time in modern pentathlon épée to get 1 hit back. Well, he needs to get 2 because of the priority that Milan has as the higher seed of the scores are level on time. Creech is going up against Tuma, the 2 Czechia athletes on piece day. We've got to see the end of this piece B fight, though.
Yeah, Milan with a repost there after Gutkowski had a failed flush attempt. Makes it 5 now, and cleanly he moves into the quarterfinals.
Well, we'll go straight up to the A-piece then, because they are underway there in this round of 16 match. Tuma against his countryman Grich, and Grich, a man who would fancy himself in this particular fight up to go into the quarterfinals. Grich finished 5th in his semi-final. But Tuma also finished 5th in his semi-final, so they've both got decent fences. The thing is, they'll know each other as well.
Yeah, they've obviously trained together, and it's very interesting when you watch a match where both athletes are just so familiar with each other, and it just becomes a tactical warfare of the blades. Grich is looking composed, though. Tuma a bit quicker on his feet, but that is what we're used to from Grich, with no touch there. He's still 1 up over his teammate Tuma with 12 seconds to go. So Tuma now makes it 2-2. 9 seconds to go. Grich has time priority, but it will be a big loss for the one who wished to miss out on the quarterfinals. Grich, a flick of the wrist there, makes it 3. Tuma, what can he do from this point? Tries to find the blade in his tracks, gets caught up, but it's a double touch.
Meanwhile, Balázs Sepp is getting the cheers of the crowd. He's made a couple of absolutely spectacular hits to the wrist on piece B for a 4-1 lead.
So a touch then from Grich, finishes things off on the A-piece.
We dive straight down to the B-piece. Like I said, Sepp is fencing really, really well. He is going to be tough to beat in this from that showing. Sepp put in a couple of absolute stunners to the wrist. It was absolutely classic to watch. That's the counter to finish the job off. Just a bit of body evasion, making his German opponent miss. Klinker goes out. We have Lukasz from Czechia now on the B piste against Luo, and on the A piste, Salomo of Spain taking on Dog of Germany.
I mean, two very interesting matches. We're going to have to follow one for now. A is looking to be the fastest one to start, but it is an important match. Dog with the favorite here, I would say, after that win in Budapest just a couple of weeks ago.
Finished second in the fence in the semi-finals, Dog, the German. Salomo he got knocked out in this. No, he got knocked out in the 8th, so he made it through to the quarterfinals in the semi-finals, and we're in the round of 16 here.
Yeah, unfortunately, we can't have them both in the quarters. Just one is going to make it through, and we start things off with a double touch. So Salomo now looking for a foot touch here. Dog is very wary of his distance. He knows he needs a good distance and tempo, and he does that. Counter 6 flush attack into Salomo. Gets him his second point up on the board. Dog is a threat from this position with 20 seconds to go now. Salomo needs at least a one-touch lead over Dog to win this bout. Goes in, but just fell short. With on the lookout. 3-1 now for Dog.
Well, Salomo gets the hit there. There was a question of whether he'd gone past before he made it, but the referee was clear and was in a good position. The hit stands, and Salomo just needs one or two more. The double's no good for him. Dog is 5.1 seconds away from safety.
Salomo now launches himself with 2 seconds to go. Dog gets the touch, ends the conversation. The favorite to win here has moved into the quarterfinals as well.
Well, Luo goes through on B piste, meanwhile, to complete the lineup for the quarterfinals. That was a thoroughly interesting match on the B piste as well, against Lukasz, the highest seed. They hadn't scored until the clock got down to 7.7 seconds left, and that was for Lukasz. He went 1-0 up. And then, in the last 7.7 seconds, Luo scored 3 hits to progress. Incredible matches, but look at the lineup. Nestorov against Morcia, Grich against Dog, Luo against Sepp, who's fencing really well, Milan against Bori. We have had news that Tashiran, the Turkish athlete who went out in the round of 32, has withdrawn from the competition due to injury. So hope he is well soon and recovers quickly. We have our first quarterfinals out on piste. At the top on piste A, Nestorov up against Morcia. On the bottom, Milan against Bori. Mariam, which one do you want to call here? Because they're both incredible.
I mean, let's call A for now. I mean, Morcia just getting into the quarterfinals. This is ominous for the rest of the field. This man can run incredibly fast. And I think he's definitely a podium contender from this position. Goes for a preem. Misses out on the first one. It's not going to be a touch. Turns around.
He's going to get a card here, isn't he? He did a full 360 then, and we'll get a yellow card for turning and hit annulled. And the reason you get a yellow card for turning is because actually it's for your own protection. The back of the mask does not protect the head, and so you get carded for putting yourself in danger.
Yeah, so another annulled touch now with 14 seconds on the clock and no points on the board. That 1 point will be removed as we speak now. So nervy times here on piste A as 14 seconds remain.
Nervy times on piste B as well. Milan against Bori finds himself 3-2 down.
Yeah, Nestorov with the flush attack there, but Morcia on the defense makes it 1-0.
Oh, that is a beauty from Jean-Baptiste Morcia. The flick over the top onto the forearm. Absolute stunning hit.
And Nestorov takes a clean line in, though, with that flush. Gets the touch, but he needs at least 2 more. Murcia closes up the distance and tempo quite nicely. Lunge forward, makes it a 3-1. And it's getting harder for Nesterov to combat this. Goes open with a wide distance there. Murcia makes it 4-1.
Borry's gone through on the B piece. He's beaten Milan by 5 points to 3 with a beautiful ducking counter-attack to finish the job off. But I think you picked the right fight here as they concede the last 2 seconds. It is Murcia who goes through, and he makes it into the semi-finals too.
I tell you what, Murcia from this position is dangerous. I mean, he's not used to starting in the top pack, and after that fence, that's going to put him right up the leaderboard.
Brilliant stuff. That's just what we want. Some excitement right from the start, but that hit was absolutely stunning over the top. We are going to get down to the B piece though now, because WCF is on the piece. He's looking really good, but he's fencing a fast man from China, Luo Shui, who won his final fight with 3 hits in 7.7 seconds. Shep in the lead right now though. And then coming up on the A piece, just so you know, it's Grich against Dog. I mean, classic fights, but we started this one on B, so we'll continue there. Hopefully we'll get to pick up the action on the A piece as it comes to its conclusion. Luo leveling up.
Yeah, Luo with a beautiful preem at the end there to defend himself. Gets it on the second intention. I think it might be a thigh touch, but beautiful touch from Luo. Sepp now is 1 down, and the crowd are not going to like this. Luo looking for the blade and gets it on the second one, a remise. That is incredible fencing, and he's on fire. He's pumped. He's
exactly the word I was going to use. Absolutely pumped up. He's been fist bumping and clenching his fists and celebrating like he's won the whole competition, and that's a nice attack into preparation, showing a bit of variety there as well. Everything up until that point has been on the defense. That was attack into preparation. And he does it again, and that is a really good performance because WCF was fencing really, really well. Luo is a danger man here.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Up to the A piece, 2-2 between Grich and Dog. The German with the higher seed will have the priority if the scores remain level, so good news for Grich. He's taken the lead. He's doing all the pressing in this fight as well.
Yeah, very unlike him. He usually likes to retreat more, but I think now he knows the importance of getting a touch here. Dog, though, snatching that right back. He's leveled the score, and that's all he needs to win this with 4.4 on the clock. Watch Grich launch himself right now.
Tries to take the blade, and he does get hold of his opponent's blade, but moves across, and the time runs out on Grich. Doug goes through. On priority, he's into the semi-finals. The semi-finals have already begun on the B piece. We're 15 seconds in there, and Luo goes up against Borry. Borry smashes himself to the deck. Now, let's not forget about him falling on his left wrist in the obstacles in the semi-finals yesterday, and he looked like he was just shaking off that a little bit. If he's got a problem with that left wrist, the obstacles are going to be incredibly difficult for him. Will he want to concede, given the fact that he's gone so deep into this fencing competition? He's on target to make it to the final.
Yeah, he's looking good for finals as things stand, but Lou is pumped from the previous matches, and you can see why he goes for it directly. Beautiful touch from Lou.
It's interesting with Luo because when he's in the on-guard position, he looks like a classic fencer, really solid. But he's with the nicest feelings here. He looks a little wild when he's on the attack, but it's effective.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a classic.
Yeah,
that was far from wild.
I think, yeah, you're right. I mean, he has that element of surprise when it gets frantic on the piece. It kind of distracts your opponent as well and just takes it back to the classics.
Look at him. He's dancing on the piece now. He's having fun out there.
Yeah, look at that footwork. It's just so quick from the Chinese athlete. He's being pushed to the back of the piece now, but defending well here. Gets another touch, and Borry's chances of moving into the finals are super slim at this point.
They are over now because Luo who has impressed thoroughly, makes it into the final. He finished 13th in the fence in the semi-finals. He has made a big difference here as we go up to the A-piece, as Morcia and Dog go up against each other for the other place in the final. Dog is fencing incredibly well, and he is in the lead. Finished second in his semi-final.
Yeah, high stakes on Piece A as both are medal contenders, but Dog is fencing incredibly well here. He's gone 3-0 so far with 20 seconds to go. Morcia trying for a wrist touch here. It might be too risky. Dog has that advantage with him being the taller athlete. It's a double touch, makes it 4-1. 9 seconds, Morcia needs to go for it, but you think at this point Dog has it in the bag, but actually Morcia takes a counter 6 at the very last second there. He needs 3 more to win this. It's gonna be tough. He gets another one. Can Morcia turn things around? 4 seconds, Dog needs 1, Morcia needs 2.
There's time, there is time. He goes for it. Dog tries the counter action, and that's killed a lot of time now for Morcia. It's going to be a bit of a problem here for the man from France, but he's done much better than he did in the semi-finals, where he got knocked down the round of 16, and the clock runs down with a final hit coming for Dog. He goes through to the final for the second time this weekend. And Dog, the tagged favourite, is through, and he will secure one of the top 2 places as a bare minimum.
I mean, Morcia still walks with a top 4 finish in the fence. That is considerably better than he's ever done in any competition this season. It's dangerous and ominous for the rest of the field for sure.
Yeah, because of his prowess and what's to come. So we've had the fence go down from 18 to 2. Doug coming through the top half against Salomo Gric, and then Morcia. Luo has impressed here. He's taken out Lukash on his way through, and he then took out Sepp, a great fencer who was fencing really well, and then Borri. Here they are then, contending the final. We go to full screen, and we get a full view of the next 50 seconds of fencing. Luo of China on the left-hand side, Dog of Germany on the right.
Yeah, this is an interesting one, both with very different styles, and Luo just toning down the pace here, making Dog think that, yeah, just adjusting their body wires there, but it's a game of the mind as well. If Luo slows down the pace and then picks it up surprisingly, he can take his opponent by surprise. I think Dog is already thinking about that now, as Luo is, look at that, he's just walking away, making his opponent think that he's not ready. Yeah, this is very interesting.
This is what happened earlier on against Sepp. He stayed way out of the distance for the first 53 seconds. He's going to launch something very soon. He's going to bank it all on this last action, and the green light goes up for Dog. Did he do it with his first action or his second action? And that's what Luo is asking. If you go past your opponent has 1 attempt to hit you once you've gone past, not 2, and he accepts second place here. That is not a bad.
Risky.
It was risky, but I understand what he's trying to do there. He's happy that he's got second place, and it is Dog who takes the win here. Luo had a brilliant OCR in the semi-finals, and we saw his laser run was pretty good as well. He's put himself in a really strong position here with second place in the fence.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, first from second, it is 6 points, but at the same time, in the grand scheme of things, they do have a lot more time to make up for in different disciplines. So I think he'll be happy with second place for now.
Doug, though, the winner of the fence. And here's how things finished up. It was a risky, as you put it, attempt from Luo to just kill time and put it all into the last, well, in the end, 6 seconds, launching a flash at that point. In the end, Doug, just too good a fencer to make that mistake, picks up the blade, gets the win. So Doug and Luo, top 2 places in the fence, and here are the final rankings. Borri dropping a single place down into third. Good performance from him, but Morsier of France jumping up 4 places, and you say with his laser run being so fast, he could be in the running as well. Nestero from Belarus jumps 8 places with his performance. It was a tough day for the Egyptians. Ashkar not making it out of the 16 again, puts himself in trouble, but wait for him over the obstacles, and this is the bottom half of the field. Everyone dropping apart from the bottom 2 who remain in 17th and 18th. We know Tassian has unfortunately pulled out, and we wish him well. They'll move on to the obstacles next, but before they do, let's take a look back at a brilliant fencing competition. Mixed bag in the fence though. Marvin Dogby favourite, making it through to the top. Luo, surprise, second place. We move from the fence to the fantastic obstacles. 6 standard obstacles, the first 2, the steps into the big wheel, and then the tilted ladders, 3 and 4, also standard fixed obstacles. The agility through, over, under and through, and then on to the first draw, which is the ascension bars on this occasion. And then on to the giant steps and into the second drawn obstacle, which is the climbing holds. After those 7, they then have the wall of death to climb up and press their buzzer to stop the clock. This is a race against the clock. It's all about time. They do go out in pairs, so it can be mistaken as a race, but it's not a race. It's about time. Now, the athletes here have really got used to the obstacles this season, and the times have been plummeting. And we've got a couple of absolute superstars in there, and this is what they're about to face.
Yeah, off the blocks they go, steps into the big wheel, and this is where they build speed and momentum heading into the tilting ladders. And then, as you said, the agility portion. And we don't see much athletes doing any mistakes on the over-under through, but we did see Bori, for example, falling off the over portion. So it can sometimes be tricky. Then it's ascension bars into big steps, and then the athletes just have to twist to the side, and climbing holds is the penultimate obstacle before they have to make a big run up the wall. And yeah, that is the course.
It is indeed, and we're going to see some different techniques going through these obstacles. The athletes go out in reverse order, so Tassian leads in the first heat, but we know that he has withdrawn from competition, so it'll be Lee Jong-yun who will go out first, and it is then the chasing pack who will be looking out for Lukesh and El Ashkar, Hassan Gutkovsky, Nestero Malan. All 3 of those could have absolute storm here. Shep and Grich going in 7, Morsier in 8. The top half of the field, the top third of the field, looking strong. We begin, though, with a solo effort as Lee Jong-hyun from Korea takes to the course himself.
Yeah, Lee at the bottom of the order really needs to avoid mistakes on the OCR. He's looking good so far. Into the ascension bars and skips out the first and third one. This is looking like an okay time from Lee if he is to keep up that pace. Into the climbing holds.
Pretty fast through those as well. He's going to set the time here to beat, and the time he sets is 26.967. So at the moment stands at the top of the rankings, and he has set the best time so far because he's the only athlete that's gone out there. And we're going to see different techniques through these especially the overhead obstacles. We go to heat number 2. Mutas Mohammed, who will be fast against Pal Salomo.
Yeah, Salomo with an incredible time in the semis. Mutas Mohammed is where we keep an eye on because he's stuck on that first ladder still, so losing so much time. But Pal Salomo is now past the ascension bars. This is very quick from Salomo. Could be one of the quickest times of the day.
He comes up the wall, the Spaniard, to set the new fastest time. It is a 22.082. That is incredible. And another struggle over the obstacles for a man returning from injury, a 27.856. Last year, that was not a bad time. Now, it's nowhere near quick enough. Just lost his momentum in these ladders.
Yeah, you can see just about to jump on that second ladder and hesitated for a moment, was stuck on that first one. Still a good recovery from Mohammed.
Flying through the tilted ladders was Pal Salomo. He's happy with that time, 22.082. Heat number 3, Czechia Matus Tuma, Germany's Moritz Klinkert.
So we are ready to go with heat number 3. Expect Tuma to be slightly faster than Klinkert, and you can see that gap already building as they head into the ascension bar. Skips out the first one and the third one. Tuma's looking quick out there with Klinkert trailing behind, but now it's onto the climbing holds.
Klinkert slipped to the first 2 and missed the first 2 ascension bars, but Tuma sets the time of 23.837 to a 26.551. Yeah, look at this. I mean, Tuma got way ahead. He skipped the first spot, but we don't get a replay of Klinkert. Klinkert landed or took his first grab on the 3rd ascension bar. So fastest time still with Pal Salomo. We move to heat number 4. Łukasz Gutowski of Poland against Mohammed Hassan of Egypt.
Yeah, Hassan with an incredible technique through the tilting ladders, and you'll see he skips out the first one entirely, propels himself forward and onto, he's actually out of the over-under throughs now because he is super quick, skips out a bunch of bars. This is going to be an incredibly fast time.
Yeah, and look at this, super fast. He used that technique yesterday in the semi-finals, missing the last climb. And what have we got on the clock? 22, almost dead. 22.002. And 28.092 for Gutowski. That was super quick, and all of a sudden Mohammed Hassan has put himself back in contention with a super fast time, and like you say, that technique is incredible.
Yeah, just touching the ladders as he breezes through them.
It's a man that defies gravity. Well, on the line now is another man that defies gravity, Mohammed El Ashkar of Egypt, closest to us, going up against Mate Lukas of Czechia, who will need a good time to climb himself up the rankings.
We'll focus on the foreground now because El Ashkar is the fastest man to beat. Same technique through the tilting ladders, and actually Lukas is keeping pace, so this is very interesting. Into the ascension bars, skips out the first 2 entirely. It's a bit slow on the landing, but still within a good time. Skips out the first climbing hold.
Here we go. He does a double-handed pull off the penultimate climbing hold, sets a time. What is this? 29.43. Oh my goodness me. A clear second ahead of everybody else in the field. A stunning leap for the ascension bars. Misses out number 4, misses out number 6, just touches his hand. Yeah, lost the momentum, but then slightly different to Hassan with the technique, but launching off this penultimate climbing hold. Absolutely stunning. And he's still flying as he comes over the top of the wall of death. Incredible performance. Now, Belarus's Nestorov against Italy's Milan.
So Milan and Nestorov off the blocks into the tilting ladder portion of this obstacle course already, and Milan is looking quick. Over, under, through into the ascension bars, so skips out a few on his way. It's a different technique, both-handed, as he gets across that into the grip strength portion of this course.
This is quick, but he's put his foot inside the climbing molds, and he's going to have to do those again. And Nestorov will get up and press the buzzer to set the fastest time in this heat of a 29.431. And Milan, in the end, coming over in 36.288. That is going to make it very tricky for Milan, and that is the jeopardy of the obstacles. He was going so quickly through the obstacles, and here's the mistake. Just doesn't quite get that left foot onto the higher crash mat, and just not enough. Oh, it's a slip even. Oh, what a shame for Giorgio Milan. Not the fastest time from Nestorov, but he did complete the course without any penalties. And now Balashet comes up in heat number 7 against Marek Grish.
Grish a threat to the podium. So is Sepp, but Grish is looking quick out there. He opts for a different technique on tilting ladders, does twice on the second one. Sepp right beside him. And now the ascension bars. Oh, look at that. Sepp just fell on the middle portion of it. He has to go back around now, but Grish is looking well here.
Yeah, just having to lose a little bit of momentum there, but safety in mind first, and he sets a time of 27.466. And we now see what happens when you have to repeat an obstacle. As Balashet, he'll be disappointed, gets a 37 and change.
Yeah, and look at them drop down the rankings. I mean, Sepp all the way down in 13th after that run. You can see where the slip happened. Just didn't get a handle on that ascension bar.
And this is where Grish just slowed up a little bit, but I think that was a thing about safety in mind there. Not the fastest time so far. Heat number 8. We're now into the top 4. Morcia of France against Bory of France.
Yes, Bory very quick on course, but let's see how he does after that wrist injury yesterday. It doesn't seem to be slowing him down. Morcia, though, is falling a bit back here. Bory is looking very, very quick. Doesn't seem to have an issue at all with the wrist. Look at him go. He is flying across this course. Yeah, strapped up the wrist, but like you say, doesn't seem to be having any problems with it. Maybe he's just fighting through the pain, but what time is he going to set? It is a 25.258. Yeah, 22nd time for Morcia as well. That wrist looks all right, doesn't it, for Bory? We can rest assured that he looks like he's going to go for this. Misses the first tilting ladder. That's a brilliant camera to see the difference, what happens when you lose your momentum, and that the absolute energy-sapping second swing as you try and, if you don't like, do a crunch to try and pull yourself forward. The last of the obstacle heats. It's Luo of China against Dog of Germany. These are the top 2 after the fence. Yes, everything is at stake here. Both athletes within medal contention. Luo almost falling to the back there, but holds himself nicely as they both head into the ascension bars. Similar techniques. Luo gets stuck on the middle portion. Dog is looking good here into the climbing holds. Bent arms as he goes through that. That's a lot of work on the core. As Dog, the German, comes up the top, and he sets a time of 24.991 to a 28.870. Considerably slower for Luo over the second or after the finals obstacle course compared to his semi-final time. And it was almost like synchronized obstacle courses at the beginning, wasn't it? They were together until this point. And then that landing from Luo caught him out. And then he loses his momentum, but Dog absolutely swinging through these bars. And then watch this. Just misses the last bar and swings through. He's a very big man, very tall man. And look at this, knees bent, arms bent as he goes through the climbing grips. And in the end, just slowed up a little bit compared to the 2 Egyptians. But that is how good the obstacles is in modern pentathlon. Dog looking pretty happy with his result there. I mean, he's at the top of the leaderboard, and he's very much deserving of it after that fence in OCR. And this is how things stand after the obstacles. Bory climbing 1 place. Luo firstly dropping a place, but he'd be happy to be in the top 3. Alashkar jumping up into 4th place. Fantastic for him. Salomo making it into the top 10 with a climb of 6 points, and Tuma climbing 4. And
from the looks of things as we go into the final third of the lineup. There's still a couple of climbers in there with Mutas Mohammed climbing and Lee climbing, but Gutowski and look, Balázs Sepp dropping 11 places, Giorgio Milan dropping 9. Well, that is the obstacles. Again, some of the favourites struggling to get through. A couple of handicaps, a couple of penalties for Milan and Sepp. Let's take a look back over what happened in the OCR. How good are the obstacles? Over in a flash, of course, but they are great sport to watch. The athletes have got to put it behind them now because they're moving on to the swimming pool about a kilometre away for a 100-metre freestyle race. They go in reverse order. The bottom 6 go out first, and then the middle 6, and then the top group swim in the final heat. It's the last chance to bag points going into the handicap laser run to finish off this World Cup final. And this is the pool. It's a little hot and humid in there.
To say the least.
Yeah, I mean, it's very sticky, so it's almost like a welcome relief to be able to dive into the pool for these athletes as they make their way across from the main venue. We're in the Bock Arena over to the swimming pool, which is just literally around the corner. And a couple of athletes have really struggled through the obstacles and will be looking to make waves in the swimming pool. One of those is Italy's Giorgio Milan, and we spoke to him earlier.
Yeah, after obstacle, the transition between obstacle and swimming is hard because after obstacle your muscles are a little bit tired, but ready for do a sprint like 100 meter in swimming. But last year was 200, and in the first part of the race you can manage a bit and feeling a little bit more the water, and then you can push the last part. In 100 meter you have to push from the beginning, then you have to mentalize and feel the water from the first stroke. Then it's a little bit difficult, and you have not so much time between obstacle and swimming. You have to put your swimsuit race on, and it's difficult because maybe you are sweat and it's not too easy. But yeah, you have to full gas race in 100 meters and feel the water at the beginning.
He swam a 53.82 in the semi-finals, Giorgio Milan. He's currently sitting in 16th place. Can he do enough in the pool to give himself a chance at the podium?
I mean, I think so. He's a quick swimmer and he could make up some of that gap in the pool for sure. But you also have the likes of Mohamed Al-Ashkar, who's a strong swimmer. Hassan, you have some people who will be dropping off the lead as well. Maybe Marvin Dog dropping after the swim. Jean-Baptiste Murcia as well. So we'll see how things leave us after these swim times have been clocked in.
Another athlete that will be looking to make gains in the pool. He sits in 8th place at the moment, is Czechia's Matej Lukáš, and we got a chance to speak to him as well.
Yes, so after OCR you already know what is your position, because like the most tricky disciplines are behind you. So you can thinking a little bit to the like future, because you know if you will be first or second or last heat, and it's big difference, because if you are in first heat you can push much more than in last heat. So after OCR usually it's good when physio touch you in the like wings or shoulders, and here we must use the minivan to go to swimming pool, so the physio must go with us probably, we will see. And yeah, so it's, you must physically be prepared for your strategy, how many percent you will push in the pool, and be ready for this, because it is absolutely crazy and fast.
54.79 seconds he swam 100 metres in the semi-finals. That would probably be good enough to maybe even push him up. He is already 32 points off the leader dog there, Lukáš. He's still in the running though, right?
For sure. I mean, Lukáš is one of the athletes that is accustomed to coming from behind and just pushing through the rest of the field and make his way onto the podium. So we are expecting something similar from him today for sure.
Yeah, the field, as you say, is going to change around now because of the prowess of some of the, I hesitate to call them specialist swimmers, but there are fast swimmers in that group. You mentioned Mohamed Alashkar as we start to get our start list for the first heat. So these are the bottom 6 athletes. Mutas Mohamed sitting in lane 2. He's going to need a decent swim here to give himself a real chance. We know that he can come from a long way back, but what we've seen this year and in the women's final earlier on today is that getting out front now, they're good enough, the athletes, to hold on in the laser run, even for the likes of Mutas Mohamed. He probably has to put down a massive swim here. So heat number 1, Łukasz Kowski of Poland in lane 1, followed by Egypt's Mutas Mohamed. Korea's Lee Jung-hyun in 3. Giorgio Milan from Italy, who is a very fast swimmer in 4. Balázs Sepp of Hungary looking to make waves here as well. Turkey's Kıvanç Taşeron was supposed to be in 6. And off we go for heat number 1 in the pool. It's 100 metres swim this season, cut down from 200 in last season. And there are athletes in this pool and in this heat who would have been expecting to be a little bit higher up the rankings. In lane 3 in particular, Giorgio Milan, and in lane 2, Mutas Mohamed.
Yeah, I think you're right, and Milan is taking the lead, but look at lane number 1. I think that is Gutowski, who's actually keeping pace. Is he pushing a bit hard in the opening laps here? And we'll figure that out as they make their way to the wall and the last turn. But Milan in the black cap in lane number 4 is very much in control now. Comes off that underwater with a strong stroke to get himself into the final few meters now.
And it is the Italian who is going to set the fastest time in this heat. What's it going to be? Say that. Sorry, Gutowski with the 54.7, 52.84 from Mohamed's 54.33 for Giorgio Milan. 1, 2, 3, Italy, Egypt and Poland.
Yeah, Milan with an incredibly fast time of 52 seconds. That is going to move him up. Let's see where that drops him down. I think he's going to be at the top for now. So still heat number 1. We have 2 more heats to go, but for now, Milan is at the top of the order.
He makes it look easy, doesn't he, Giorgio Milan? He's just got a very smooth pace and a very smooth gait, if you want to call it that, to his swim. And
very efficient, I think.
Efficient,
yeah,
that's a good
word would be.
Yeah, it's a nice performance from the Italian, who gives himself a bit more of a chance now as we look at heat number 2.
Yeah, any names that strike as podium finishes here, I would say the 2 Czech athletes, Lukáš and Grič. Salamo as well has a fantastic laser run, so we'll keep an eye on their swim times, see if they move up the rankings.
Yeah, out they come for this second heat. Time set of 52.84 by Giorgio Milan. It's the fastest, and again, this is a race against the clock. Fastest time bags the most points. So in lanes 1 and 2, Czechia's Marek Grish and Matej Lukáš. Spain's Pau Salomo in 3. Matos Tuma of Czechia, the third Czechia athlete, in lane 4. Ladislav Nestorov of Belarus in 5. Maurice Klinkert of Germany in 6. Heat number 2. This is the middle of the pack. They're looking to gain on the leaders here and try and move themselves up through the ranks with a fast swim time. The time to beat 52.84 set by Giorgio Milan.
Yeah, look at that. Tuma is coming off the blocks strong here. I think he might be leading the way, and we'll find out at the halfway mark. But this field is very, very tight. I think it might be Tuma who turns first, or is it Lukáš? Lukáš turns at the wall first, with Grič in second place. It's a very fast time of around 26 seconds for the first 50 meters, and this 100 meters does fly by. As you can see, 1 and 2 are in the battle for first and second. Of course, they're in the battle against the clock as well, because there are going to be some fast times set here.
Pau Salomo in lane 3 is falling way behind the leaders as well, but it's going to be lane 2's Matej Lukáš to set the time of 54.93, Grič 55.90 dead, and Lukáš from Grič from Tuma, the 3 Czechia athletes swimming the fastest times in heat number 2. We'll see how that all shapes up once the points have been calculated.
Look at how far Milan has gone, though, after that swim. Grič and Lukáš will be above him, but still a big jump from Milan.
Yeah, and not even 20 points behind the leading athlete at the moment. As we take a look back at the swim in lane 3, I was keeping an eye on Pau Salomo. He did swim at a slow time in the semi-finals, and this swim is possibly going to put him way out of contention. You fancy him on the laser run, though, don't you?
I mean, he's quick, but then again, who isn't quick on the laser run
now
anymore?
these days, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I think they're all standout athletes, and we'll just have to wait and see.
Well, we don't have to wait and see too long, because we've got the third heat coming out now, and that will be the pool dealt with. As you can see, the leaders, Dog, Bori, Lua, Alashkar, Morsia and Hassan lining up for this one. Alashkar has a super quick time. He could make the other 5 in this heat look very slow indeed if he goes for it.
I mean, he has to go for it. He is in medal contention, but again, we know that he is one of the athletes who could use maybe a bit of a gap going into the laser run. And Hamad Alashkar did not start the day right with a fence, but some opportunity here to make up some time in the pool.
Certainly is. Hassan in 6, Morsia in 5, Al Ashkar in 4, Luo in 3, Bori in 2, and in lane 1 closest to us, Dog of Germany. Off they go. This is a swim to stay or to build your lead in the top 6. These are the leading athletes after 2 disciplines, and they are out for it.
Yeah, look at that pace from Hamad Alashkar already. He is miles and miles ahead of the competition in lane number 4 after that first 25 meters, and I think he's now a full length of the pool, or full length of the body, ahead of his next athlete. Look at that. I want to see the time. I think it was around the time of 25 seconds for that first 50 meters. He's just gliding through this pool. Last turn now. This is going to be an incredibly quick time. Might be the fastest time of this men's final. We'll see as they head back to the wall.
Alaskar absolutely miles ahead. Hassan was doing well and looked like he was in second place, but Dog might be putting in something pretty special here as well. I think Hassan just touched the line first, but El Ashkar, 52.87 for him, just outside the time set by Giorgio Milan, but that is going to push him way, way up the rankings. Has he given himself a massive buffer here to defend? And we add the points together. Hassan jumps up. Alashkar up the top. And look at that. It's pretty tight at the top. Just 5 points between Alashkar and Dog. But that was a brilliant swim. I have to say it was a brilliant swim from the German as well.
Yeah, I mean, he really did well to maintain pace here. Not quite the quickest swim of the day, but still just keeping pace with the rest of the athletes.
Yeah, and Mutaz Mohammed put in a decent swim for third best time of 54.33.
Yeah, so we're just taking a look at the scoreboard, which will be up on your screen in a moment's time, but Mohammed Al-Ashkar is indeed leading the way.
And we get the scoreboard coming up. 3 places climb for Mohammed Al-Ashkar. Marvin Dog of Germany drops 1 place, but still in the top 3. Mate Lukash has moved up 5 places. He'll start 20 seconds behind Mohammed Al-Ashkar. And there is the other Egyptian. He's dropped a place. Morsia's dropped a place, but watch out for him. He's super fast on the laser run. Gutkovsky could have a good time. Milan moving up 6 places as he put himself back in contention. Mutaz Mohammed, is it enough? 894 points for him. This is the bottom 6. Tough day for Balázs Sepp in particular, but we still have the laser run to come. They have done the disciplines that have built up their points for the handicap in the laser run, and they've done it in the pool. Let's take a look back at the swim. Well, that is the swim complete. We've done the fence, the obstacles, and the swim, and now we move back to the main arena for the concluding two-parter, the double-header laser run. Handicap start based on the points scored in the first 3. Every point counts as a second handicap that you're behind the leader. They'll run out of the starting blocks and straight into the range. They've got to hit the target 10 meters away 5 times before they continue their run. They'll repeat that 4 more times, 5 visits to the range, 5 laps of the track. And the top 3 crossing the line on lap number 5 will complete the podium here at the 2026 Pentathlon World Cup final. It's beautifully sunny in Budapest. It's not a day that you want to be outside for too long because it's brutally, brutally hot. The athletes are making their way in air-conditioned minibuses back from the pool right now. And this is what they have to face when they get back here. And I mentioned the sun for one good reason, which you're about to find out. But Mariam, coming around this first bend straight into the range for the first time this year, how's that feeling for the athletes? It's great for us.
I mean, it's great for us. It's great drama. So many switch-ups of positions. We've seen Lavachkova in women's final earlier today. She pulled off a 31-second shoot on her first try, which was, I think, that devastated her competition. So it's really, really crucial, that first stop at the range. And then, as you mentioned, that sunny portion outside. Yeah,
this is where it can be brutal for the athletes as well. We saw a few athletes battling. And like yesterday, we're up in the 40s here in Budapest. And whilst it's lovely and sunny and beautiful weather, if you're not competing in this competition, it is brutal. And we've seen athletes coming in, they're absolutely red-faced from the heat and the sun when they come back into this and welcome the air conditioning of this this indoor arena, the Bock Arena, fabulous sports arena. And you just don't want to be outside for too long. It's a welcome break coming back into this, but one athlete has decided to run back from the pool. Now that is Mate Lukash. Now I wonder if he must be just doing this as he's loosening up before the laser run. But it is absolutely boiling outside. Mate Lukács.
He's happy he's the first one in.
He's made it back. He's decided to not bother with the minibus.
So yeah, he is inside already as the rest of the athletes make their way in as well.
Well, I hear the rest of them, they come back on the minibus. I'll tell you what, that's where I'd be. It is just a walk outside. I mean, we've got a very short walk back to our hotel, but I take it very slowly. It's 42 degrees outside.
2 degrees, and I think it feels, the weather says it feels like 45, which is just so intense. And you can imagine how that must feel for someone who's running and just putting it all out there on the track. It's going to be a difficult one, but these athletes have trained for this, and a little heat is not going to stop them.
Yeah, they're just making their way back in minibuses. They come in effectively in 3 minibuses, and they come back in the first heat. The bottom 6 come back, get back quicker. And one person who we saw in the pool swimming the fastest time is Giorgio Milan, and we had a chance to speak to him earlier on.
Yeah, after swimming pool, we have to reset a little bit, because the last part of the race maybe is the hardest one, the last run, and you have to stay focused on running, but almost to shooting. And now we have, before the first 600 meters, at the start we have another shooting series. Then you have to start well with the first one, and then for me it's more mentalized and breathe, reset, stay calm, and focus on shooting, and go full gas and running.
Well, he is going to start in 10th place, and he's going to be 38 seconds behind the leader, Mohamed Al-Ashkar. That's it.
Yeah, Laura Heredia with her partner Mate Lukács. Laura off of that bronze just earlier today, if you were tuning in. And if you didn't tune in to the women's final, we will bring you more with the men's. But first, let's take a look at what Lukács had to say.
So after swimming, in the transition to the place run, it's best way start to jogging how fast you can. No fast jogging, but like time. And but here we must use a minivan again, I think. So it will be a bit tricky in this, because like after 100 of swimming, your body is full of lactate, and you must like put it somewhere out. But yeah, I usually don't use physio after, because it's too fast and it's not that same like OCR, so your muscles are not that stuck. But it's tricky again, and bad strategy can ruin your race.
He's fast.
He is, and he's starting in 3rd, just 19 seconds off the lead, and we're trying to get a lay of the land here. Who's going to make it up to the top of the leaderboard? But it's just anyone's game.
It's got to be about the range and how they perform in the range.
I agree.
And I think that also we learned something from Heredia in the women's semi-final, and women's final, and also from the winner Anna Yurt, who talked about running her race. So she got up into 3rd. It would be really easy for her to think, oh well, I'll just go and get 1st, but she actually took her time. Someone else who's taking their time to get back to full tilt, if you like, recovering from injury, is Mutas Mohammed. He starts in 11th place, and we had a chance to speak to him as well.
So after the swimming, flipping the switch is one of the most important things to any athlete to have mastered this technique, because you have to flip the switch between every discipline, because every discipline is different somehow. So after the swimming, I like to do some breathing technique before the start. I do like a jog, like 1 kilometer, and then lie on the ground, close my eyes, focus on what I'm gonna do in the race and take deep breaths to control my my shaky hand, my thoughts, everything.
Yeah, recovering from an injury. Got the feel, Estelle. I'm definitely not going to be asking you about this, Mariam, as his country fellow, but I'm just going to say it for the sake of saying it. And what I saw yesterday, he doesn't look quite back to his very, very best, which is incredibly good. And starting from 11th place, Mutas Mohammed, 42 seconds behind. You think, well, that if he's at his best, that's not a problem for him. He's going to be able to get up there and contend, but... Oh.
Yeah, he is definitely getting there. He's not quite there yet. So just given the field and how tight everything is, it is going to be definitely tough to get a podium finish starting down from 11th.
But, you know, for the sake of keeping this nice and open, we've had a look at it and we think it's possible all the way down to 12th place. Because this is a field that if there is an issue in the range, you can make up a lot of places if you have a really good shoot. And this is live in the venue right now. We've got our live onboard camera with an athlete who's not competing in this, but he has got a pass to get in amongst it and show you exactly what the athletes are going to go through. That laser gun just being opened up now. That will be prepared and ready for the athletes when they arrive at their station. Everyone gets their station based on their starting position, all numbered. But Mariam, what's it like, let's say on lap 3, when you get to the range, you're pumping a little bit at that point? How do you calm yourself down?
I think definitely the last 10, 15 meters before you get to the range is the time to shake out your arms, and then it's on to the next thing. You're not going to overtake anyone in those final 10 meters. You're not going to think about who's around you. You're just going to go in and you're going to try and perform as best you can in the shooting. And yeah, it's just focusing on your own target.
Yeah, I've heard from a couple of psychologists as we look at the man in second place, Marvin Dog of Germany, just going through his final preparations in the range. Some athletes are told to have some big, deep blowouts of air as they run into the range in the last 5 to 8 meters. That's that last couple of breaths to take a deep breath in and then just blow it all out, even making a sound as they blow it all out, to try and bring the heart rate down or try and accelerate the heart rate down. Someone whose heart rate will probably be at filter right at the start. This is the world number 18, Mohammed Al-Ashkar. He's got himself up into a top spot with 937 modern pentathlon points, and that he is awesome over the obstacles and brilliant in the pool.
Yeah, I think it's the laser runner that catches him out every single time. But again, he's in such a good position to get a podium finish here. And he does have a 4-second lead over Marvin Dog, but then there's a bit of a drop-off. It's 19 seconds down to third place, Lukasz. So he does have a bit of a gap, but he really, really has to put on a strong performance.
Yeah, so big chance for Al-Ashkar. It's going to depend on that range, I think. And someone else who might be in with a shout now is Luo Shui. He's down at world number 55, but that perhaps is a bit misleading because he's got world championship medals and World Cup medals, of course.
Yeah, I think, again, one of the strong laser runners, you can see ranked number 7. So he is quick out on track, but again, we keep seeing... It's every... athlete now is so quick, and it all comes down to the range. So it's about who can control their nerves and their emotions in there, and one of the athletes that do it quite well is Luo, for sure.
Marvin Dog, the German, back in focus. The world number 14 has had 31 World Cup starts, and he has 4 World Cup and World Cup final medals. And coming into this, he was the favourite. Well, he is the favourite.
Yeah, he got that gold in the World Cup in Budapest, and you can see just how balanced his statistics are, and that's what we like to see in a top pentathlete. Everything is just well within the top range, not outstanding in one of them, but still within the competition.
The pentathlon Goldilocks zone.
Yeah, I would say that is the golden ratio when it comes to pentathlon.
And he's focused in our head camera. And there is the our camera operator with the UIPM field of play vest on him.
Yeah, that is Mohamed Chaben, an athlete. He's not competing today, but he's a very well-rounded athlete and does have a fine collection of medals. It's actually his birthday today as well.
Oh,
so
happy
celebrating
birthday.
in the warm-up.
Fantastic. I wonder if the mad scientist that created that special headset camera will gift it to him. I think that would be a present to give him, wouldn't it? I'm sure we can persuade whoever it was that created that to hand that highly expensive, very neat bit of kit over. But it does give us this great view, doesn't it?
Yeah, look at that. You can see right down the barrel of the gun there. It's 4 out of the 5 for Chaben, and he misses out on his 5th one. Just a little bit of warm-up nerves, but he gets it. And yeah, that is just, this is live. This is happening right now in the warm-up arena.
It's great, great behind the scenes or in the scenes stuff. Here is Mate Lukas. Let's not hide from the fact that you, Mariam, think this is going to be the man to beat.
I mean, he's just incredible, both in the range and on the track. And Lukas, starting from 3rd place is definitely dangerous. And he's only 19 seconds off of the lead and 15 seconds off of Marvin Dog in 2nd place. So Lukas, definitely a contender here. He's got that silver in Pazarczyk as well. So he's not a stranger to the podium.
Yeah, and let's not forget the silver medal at the World Cup final last year in Alexandria, as we get a bird's eye view here of what the athletes do as they come through their final preparations and look at the starting list. And it's time for us to look at the starting list. Mohamed Al-Ashkar from Egypt starting out, as Mariam said, 4 seconds ahead of the German Marvin Dog. We think, well, Mariam thinks, and I'm not going to disagree with her, that Mate Lukas in 3rd, 19 seconds behind, is going to be the man to beat. But will Morcia have a great run? 33 seconds behind. Hassan has got a chance as well. Milan could do something. We never rule out Mutas Mohammed. We know he's not perhaps 100%, but it'd be interesting to see how he goes through the first 2 laps. It's going to be difficult from the back 6. They are 43 to 130 over, and it is going to be tough for these athletes. But a good shoot can make a massive difference if a few people in front of you have a nightmare in the shoot.
Yeah, speaking of good shoots, this is what this man needs today. He needs absolute perfection in the range to walk away with a podium finish, and just getting himself in the zone there, doing a bit of meditation ahead of the start, which is very, very soon.
Yeah, they are going through their final prep now as they wait, and Slow-mo going through the last bit of meditation there by the looks of things. And as you can hear, 2 minutes to the start of competition, and this is the final countdown as they go through their last bit of thinking, their last bit of stretching, their last bit of visualization. The athletes' adrenaline will be high at this point, especially those who think that they've got a chance of making the extended podium. A great view of Giorgio Milan there, and there is Al-Ashkar. This is going to be thrilling. Whatever happens, we could see the athlete from Czechia getting into the lead very early doors. As one of the Egyptian coaches just making final preparations correct for Mohamed Al-Ashkar, who will lead us out. In case you didn't know, you're watching the men's final of the 2026 Pentathlon World Cup final. We have a thrilling conclusion in the laser run. With the addition of an additional shoot, things can get very messy very early in terms of the starting order.
Yeah, I think the true starting order is after that first shoot.
Here we go then. We are ready. The athletes just being held back from the start here. And we are just moments away from the beginning of the laser run, at the end of which we will crown the 2026 World Cup final champion. Leading out the line, Mohammed Al-Ashkar from Egypt. Off we go then for the conclusion of the men's final here at the 2026 Pentathlon World Cup final. Mohammed Al-Ashkar of Egypt started out with a 4-second lead over Germany's Marvin Dog, and he's already in the range. Coming out in the top 6, Mate Lukesh, Leo Bori, Luo Shui, Marek Grich.
Yeah, Al-Ashkar already with 2 out the 5 in the range. Dog is shooting well as well. So both 3 out the 5. Dog with 4 out the 5. Dog might leave the range first, and he does. A 9-second shoot puts him in that top position. Al-Ashkar struggling a bit here. Just needs to get that final green light to leave the range. And again, still struggling. Gets out at 22 seconds. Lo, look at Lo. He's shooting incredibly well. Lukesh as well. Who's going to get out the range in 3rd position? It looks like it's going to be Shui. And almost a 13-second shoot, and Lukesh is out as well. So 3rd and 4th out together. Grich is out in 5th. Hassan's in 6th, and Bori in 7th.
Brilliant start, brilliant change around. Doug taking the lead out front for Germany. Al-Ashkar sitting at now nearly 10 seconds behind him, and there's a 10-second drop back to Lukesh, but Luo came out, and he is now with Lukesh in the pack. There they are, and these two may well be able to work together. Luo may need not to stay at the same pace as Lukesh, who is a brilliant laser runner, and we have a real fight on our hands. Up front, though, the leader, the tagged favourite at the beginning of the day, Dog of Germany. Al-Ashkar dropping down with a nightmare of a 22-second first shoot.
Yeah, Dog already leading the way, as you said, with Lukesh holding on to 3rd now. And I think Lukesh is going to make moves on track and actually has closed that gap right down to about 10 seconds now to Al-Ashkar.
Yeah, and this is the leader. Germany's Doug going through the start-finish line for the first time, and he'll be into the range first. And if he has a shoot, or these two, Al-Ashkar and Dog, have shoots like they did with the first one, Dog is going to be out, and he's going to have a 25-second shoot. Could see Lukesh taking over as the German is in the range.
Yeah, misses out on his first shot, but gets his second. You can see his shooting accuracy at the top right-hand corner of your screen. It's a bit all over the place, but now we have some accumulation, and he leaves the range with 11 seconds. This is good shooting, very consistent. What about Al-Ashkar? Can he pull off a better shoot here? It's 2 out the 5 for Al-Ashkar. Lukesh with 1 green light already. Al-Ashkar now 3 out the 5, 4 out the 5. Just 1 more. He gets it. 15 seconds. Not quite as fast as he needs, but Lukesh now is out with 12 seconds although with a 9-second shoot. Lukesh in 3rd, Al-Ashkar in 2nd, and Dog holding on to 1st place.
And we're going to see Morsia jump as well here. Morsia's got out in 5th place. The man who has the fastest laser run in this field has already climbed massively through the ranks from 8th into 5th. Al-Ashkar now 14 seconds and some change behind Dog, but the problem he's got is directly behind him. Less than 3 seconds is Lukesh, and not too far behind that at a slower running pace is Luo, sitting in 4th place. I wonder what Morsia can do on this 3rd lap.
Yeah, Lukesh now is, I think, going to overtake Al-Ashkar, and he does, and now moves up into 2nd position. Al-Ashkar needs to at least keep pace because he has giants behind him. We have Vo and we have Morsia chasing him down.
They return into the stadium here, the Bock Arena. Dog of Germany out front, but this is the chase for 2nd and 3rd, silver and bronze at the moment. Behind them, though, you feel the threat of Luo and Morsia, the leader coming through the start-finish line for his 3rd shooting series. Marvin Dog is looking pretty comfortable at the moment. He's running nicely, he's shooting reasonably well, and he is into the range.
Yeah, Marvin Dog now, what can he do? He might get sucked into the battle with a bad shoot here. Picks things up on his second shot, makes it 2 out the 5, 3 out the 5. It's going to be quick if he maintains this pace. It's an 8-second shoot. That is better from Marvin Dog. What about second and third? Who leaves the range first? Lukasz is shooting well. 2 out the 5 for Lukasz. El Ashkar missing out on his first one. Lukasz now makes it 3. El Ashkar makes it 3. 4 for El Ashkar. This is much better shooting. El Ashkar leaves the range with a 9-second shoot, and Lukasz is the one who's struggling here. 14 seconds, not too bad. But Murcia, let's keep an eye on Murcia because he's about to leave the range now. Lul leaves the range ahead of Murcia, and Gutovsky is now in the mix with a 6-second shoot.
Oh, amazing stuff. Gutovsky moves up to 5th place ahead of Murcia from way down the field. Gutovsky starting in 9th. And you fear for El Ashkar here because he's been overtaken by Lukasz on the track in the last lap, and it looks like he's going to be overtaken here. And I think Lukasz may be putting down the afterburners here to put in a really big gap between him and El Ashkar going into the 4th shooting series. Dog up front on his own at the moment, and he looks fantastic, doesn't he?
He does look fantastic, you're right. But I think for El Ashkar now, I think he knows Lukasz can overtake him on the track, but if he just keeps him in his sights, he'd be still on the podium. I think this is crucial now for Mohamed El Ashkar. The next shoot is everything.
Yeah, the next shoot is everything. It's right on a knife edge because Luo, Gutkowski and Murcia all shot very well, and look who's in 7th place as well, a bit further behind, but Mutaz Mohammed has climbed up as the top 6 are inside the stadium. Lukasz looks like he may be running to try and catch Dog on the track. We will find out very shortly how close he is as Dog completes the third lap, and he is into the range and starting his 4th shooting series.
Yeah, Marvin Dog now in the range. He missed his couple shots in the past few shooting series, but it's looking better now. He just needs a shoot under 10 seconds. Lukasz is now joining him in the range, so it's getting dangerous. Can Dog focus on his own? And he does. 11 seconds, leaves the range, still in 1st place. Lukasz is closing the gap, though, but misses his 3rd shot a couple times now. This is getting dangerous for Lukasz. El Ashkar joins him. Murcia joins him. Gutkowski joins him. And Lukasz is about to leave the range. Just thought that he did. Gutkowski is out. He is in 2nd place. Lukasz is now in 3rd. Actually, both together. El Ashkar has dropped out of podium positions.
Oh, this is absolutely brilliant. Gutkowski's put himself right in this with 2 brilliant shoots. He's sitting in 3rd place, and he looks stolid and steady. And you look at Ashkar behind him in 4th place. He's running with a little bit of a labour here. Luo may have just cooked his goose as well, but Tuma and Grich have brought themselves in with great shooting as well. And they're a bit far back to really challenge. Lukasz looks like he may well have booked his place on the podium. Dog out front is doing so well. We're not even featuring him, and he's the leader. But Gutkowski, if he has another good shoot here, could dive into at least the silver medal position.
Yes, one more shooting series to go. Lukasz is, as you said, opening up that gap ahead of the range now because Gutkowski is right on his tail.
Oh, Marvin Dog from Germany. He is around about 40 to 50 meters ahead of this pairing, and in 2nd and 3rd place. And he's going to cross the line, Dog. And he now just has to have a solid shoot. He gets the bell, Dog, and he's coming into the range for the final time. A good shoot here, and Dog can jog to victory. Lukasz is putting in an awfully hard run here. Gutkowski's looking a little bit more relaxed than him. Here is Dog in the range.
Dog is now in the range, and it's actually coming down with a little bit of pressure from 2nd and 3rd, but he's shooting well here. Just needs 2 more green lights to secure that gold medal. He's really struggling on his 4th one, gets his 4th, and Lukasz now joins him in the range. Dog is out. He is going to be our gold medalist, but who's going to come in silver and bronze? The battle is really close. Lukasz and Gutkowski both on 3 out the 5. Lu joins them in the range. Lukasz leaves the range with a 12-second shoot. He's in silver medal position, and Gutkowski is out in that bronze medal position, but can he overtake him on track?
Luo's going to join them on the track as well, but has he left it too late? Morcia and Alashkar still in the range, fighting for that. Alashkar comes out ahead of Morcia, but it looks like Marvin Dog from Germany has got himself a lead, but Lukash is on fire here. He is flying. He is not letting this one go. He's going to put everything into this last 600 meters, and he's finishing the job off outside. Dog just looking a little more laboured, a little tired, more tired. Lukash really hunting him down.
Yeah, look at that. Lukash is really putting in the afterburn here, as you said, as they head back into the arena. It's going to be very tight if he is to make it, but Dog has pulled enough of a lead now.
Yeah, it looks like he has. He's going into the penultimate bend as Lukash fires down behind him. Dog is coming into the penultimate straight. He has one more bend to navigate in the Bock Arena before being crowned the World Cup final champion. Lukash has put in one heck of a sprint as Dog raises his arms. The German becomes the 2026 World Cup final champion as Matej Lukash puts in one heck of a sprint for silver, and Łukasz Gutowski with two absolutely electric shoots comes through in the bronze medal. Luo will come over in fourth place. He put in a brilliant performance there and will be delighted by that. Olashka, who had a little stumble in the final bend, comes through in fifth place as Saloma and Tuma complete the top 7. Morcia is overtaken by Gritsch at the death, and Shep finishes inside the top 10. The second German, Klinker, comes over the line in 12th as the rest of the field are coming through. Nesterov in 13th position. Giorgio Milan did not do enough in the pool to challenge. He finishes in 14th place, and it's going to be Mohammed Hassan crossing the line in 15th. Final couple of athletes coming into the arena, and it will be Lee who comes over the line. What a thrilling contest we had there, and Dog, starting out from second place behind this man Alashkar, manages to claim the World Cup final title. It was really tough going. It was a brave performance from Mohammed Alashkar, but in the end, the shoots and the runs from Dog, Lukasz Gutowski and Luo better than he could deliver.
Yeah, that was insane. I will now take a quick dash down to the arena to try to get you some words with our winners, and I'll leave you to it, Kareem.
Nice one, Mariam. Absolutely fantastic stuff from Mariam Omar, getting us through that laser run. What a run from Matej Lukasz. Starting in third, moving to 7th. He had a little go at taking top spot as well, but this is the man of the moment. Started in second, moved up to first. He had the favourites tag when he came into this. Marvin Dog of Germany, the new World Cup final champion. Absolutely brilliant performance. When we take a look back over the incredible laser run here to finish things off. Alashkar of Egypt started out 4 seconds ahead of Marvin Dog. Nothing really in it. By the time we got out of the range for the first time at the first visit, Dog was already in the lead. Alashkar had a nightmare. Now, the range was where we saw lots of changes. But Lukasz, who started in third position, got himself into a strong position and then overtook Alashkar on the track. He's a fast runner, but his shoots are really good as well. On the backfield, got back into this, and whilst Alashkar did overtake Lukasz in the range, it wasn't long before the man from Czechia overtook the Egyptian on the track again. Dog out front. Just had to keep his eyes on the prize, have a solid shoot, and he did just that to get through. And by the time he finished, his final visit to the range. He built himself a nice lead, but before that we had a couple of amazing shoots from Gutkowski of Poland. Gutkowski of Poland starting in 9th place, 37 seconds. Mutas Muhammad in the end not quite back on full form, and he said enough's enough, and you can see that right leg a little bit laboured. Marvin Dog knew after the final shoot that he had done enough. He got the bell, and 50 metres ahead at this point, 45 metres ahead at this point. All he had to do in this final shoot was take his time, keep himself calm, and get out first, and that is exactly what he did. It wasn't too far behind from Lukasz, but it was close enough that he thought he might have a challenge. Gutkowski, with another brilliant shoot, found himself clear in 3rd place, and with Lukasz going for it, it may well have spurred him on just to go a little bit faster to keep the gap. Luo got out in 4th place from the range and held on to that, and in the end, the run over the line was a gentle jog. Lukasz had closed the gap right up with his sprint finish, but it secured for him a much desired silver medal, smiling as he crosses the line. What a performance behind him from Łukasz Gutkowski of Poland. He shot his way onto the podium here in Budapest. Yes, absolutely brilliant from all 3 of the medalists. Dog doing it from the front, Lukasz having to run his way into the podium, and as I say, Łukasz Gutkowski shooting his way onto the podium. Confirmation then of the finishing positions, 6 places climbed by Gutkowski to get himself on the podium. Lukasz climbed a place into silver, and Dog climbed 1 place, the German, the new World Cup final champion. Well, completing the lineup, Tuma and Gritscher sitting 7th and 8th. Morsier couldn't do enough in the laser run to make a big difference. In fact, dropped a place. Balashep climbed 6 places. Imagine what he could have done if he'd tackled the first 3 disciplines a little better. Giorgio Milan of Italy falling 4 places in the end. In the end, Mutas Muhammad elected to give up to salvage his injury, which isn't fully recovered. But Mariam is down on the field of play, and she has the bronze medalist with her. It's Poland's Łukasz Gutkowski.
Lucas, congratulations. You started the laser run in 9th place, fought your way onto the podium. Just how satisfying was that comeback?
Oh, you know, I'm full of joy right now. That was perfect last event for me, from 9th place to the podium. So what can I say? That was so nice.
I mean, you are one of the athletes we've seen for a very long time. You've been a 2-time Olympian for Poland, so you have that experience to back you up. How did you manage the stress of the range? I mean, people were coming in and out with you all the time. How did you manage that?
I think I'm one of the best laser runner in modern pentathlon. So, like you said, I'm 2-time Olympian. I have a lot of experience. So today, only focus on my goal, on achieve a podium, and I do my best. But that wasn't, I don't know, much higher than I expected. That's my running, that's my shooting, and today I try my best and do 3rd place.
I mean, confidence is the way to go. We know you can do it. And congratulations on the bronze medal. Just a word in Polish to your family and friends back home.
Yes, thank you. Słuchajcie, no, bardzo chciałem pozdrowić tutaj moją całą rodzinkę, która wiem, że trzyma za mnie kciuki. Buziaczki również przesyłam dla Ani. Wiem, że teraz ogląda razem z rodzinką. Super podziękowania też dla 2 trenerów takich klubowych, z którymi obecnie pracuję. Łukasz Trzaskoma, który dzisiaj jest tutaj ze mną, zresztą bardzo dobrze znany tu w Budapeszcie. Maciek Kacer i jego grupa pływacka, z którą już ponad rok pracuję i widać, że to daje zajebiste efekty. Nie wiem, czy to będzie wypikane. Nie wiem. Jeszcze raz bardzo dziękuję za cały support dla wszystkich kibiców w Polsce, bo wiem, że mnóstwo osób oglądało. No i oglądajcie dalej, bo przed nami Mistrzostwa Europy i Mistrzostwa Świata. Thank you.
Congratulations. Enjoy your medal.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Sorry. one word more. Amazing organizers in Hungary. We know that's really good competition always. Volunteers, judges, and also fans support. Thank you so much for all of you.
I agree. Fantastic competitions. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Dziękuję, Łukasz. Gutkowski, really nice touch there to thank the organisers and the fans in the crowd. And it has been a spectacular World Cup final here in Budapest. And Mariam is still down on the field of play, and she's got the silver medalist with her, Czechia's Matej Lukáš.
Matej, another major podium for you again, a silver in Pisarcik and a silver here in Budapest. How does it feel being on the podium twice in one season?
Well, it's same like last year. I was 2 times 2, so I hope this year will be third somewhere. And it's amazing defeat my silver medal for last year from Alexandria. It was tough. I have flashbacks from last year because I lose fencing. OCR was better than last year's, and somehow I was started first, same like last year. And my shooting wasn't well, but somehow I was still second. And well, I'm so happy to be second, and together with my girlfriend Laura, both have a medal, so it's an amazing feeling.
Yes, so going back to Laura as well, Laura had that bronze medal today, and you topped things off with the silver. I think ever since you guys got together, you've been doing incredibly well and been on the podium. So just tell me a word about how you guys push each other in training. Do you train together?
Yeah, all morning I said, come on, Orsa Peresosa, we will go to training. And now it's a joke, and it's incredible to be together with her, and she motivates me a lot, and I think I motivate her too. So it's amazing, and I'm so happy for what we have.
One last question for you. The battle for second place was just so intense, and the battle for anywhere in the podium was so intense. So how did you hone in on your shooting, and how did you not lose that focus?
Well, today my shooting wasn't good, so I don't know if I can say how to do it. But it's hard to have a pressure on my back, and I feel the ice on my back or others, and I don't know, I was third, and after a few laps I was second, and still second, and I feel Lucas and Leo and whatever who was there. But somehow I push it all the time, and I don't I wasn't focused to last lap. I push now, and in the end it will be easier. And I am second, so I'm so happy and glad to have this result.
Yeah, well, congratulations. You are the vice champion. Just a word in Czech for your friends and family back home.
Takže děkuji všem, kteří mi fandili, moc si vážím vašich zpráv už od rána a zdravím všechny parťáky na Duklu, tátu, bráchy do Ameriky, do Česka taky, do Plzně, čau babi, dědo, Nakváň, Evy, paní Čoku Kunstovou do Benešova a všechny ostatní kámoše. Děkuji za podporu a jedeme dál.
Congratulations, enjoy your medal.
Thank you. Gracias.
Amazing stuff from Matej Lukáš. It's slightly crazy that the athlete from Czechia decided to run the kilometre back from the pool to this main arena in 42 degrees. But whatever works, because he got the silver medal. And then I mentioned then, of course, of his partner, Laura Heredia of Spain, who got the bronze earlier on today in the women's competition. But after a magnificent performance, a man who was tipped as the favourite managed to convert that favourite tag to take the World Cup final champions title here in 2026. And Mariam is talking to the German Marvin Dog right now.
Marvin Dog, you have been incredible this season. The last time you were on a podium in a World Cup final was 7 years ago in 2019, and it's just been magnificent to see your comeback. So I just want to talk through this because you said in the last competition that you were about to retire.
Yeah, after Olympics, there was a huge problem in Germany, so we weren't really able to compete on the last season. So for me, I was always training to compete and try to fight the others. If there wasn't an option, I said, okay, I will retire. But then, as I said last time, I got the call and the option to come back. So I said, yes, I will try it. And I watched some competition, and I saw that how you need to make points changed a lot. and also with the changing of swimming from 200 to 100 meters, I was like, okay, like this sport fits me kind of well because swimming was my weakest sport, and in riding I was like kind of wonky. So this stuff was like swimming was like riding was gone. OCR is like a sport which fits me because I'm tall. I'm watching Al-Ashkar all the time, which techniques he's doing. I'm trying it in the training, and maybe next season I will come a little bit closer. But what I really saw at the beginning of the competition, if you have like a good fencing, which I have with like some experience, and you have a really strong OCR, you can make yourself kind of unbeatable in a competition because you win with 250 points, you make a strong OCR, swimming doesn't matter, and suddenly you start from position 1 to 5, and with a strong shooting and laser run, people have like, it's hard to catch you, and this is what I tried to train in the season, and I think I made some steps in the right direction, but for next year I need to improve a little bit more, yeah.
Well, that's wonderful hearing you talk about the tactical part of pentathlon and the tactical part of gaining points. So what kind of tactics did you go into in the laser run? You were 4 seconds behind the lead in second place.
Yeah, the strategy was kind of focus just on your shooting. Don't make too much mistakes because I had like a gap from like 15, 20 seconds. So I try to run fast, but don't push too hard because if I mess up one shooting and I'm running into a group, I'm able to run with them. But otherwise I can just keep the distance, don't push too hard, and just focus on shooting. This was like the strategy at the end. Yeah.
Well, you've managed this race beautifully. You got a gold a couple weeks ago in Budapest, and now another gold in the World Cup final, also in Budapest. So this must be your lucky place. So just a word to finish things off in German to your family and friends back home.
Ja, nochmal danke an alle, die zu Hause zugeschaut haben, und Grüße an meine Mutter und meine Heimtrainerin, die jetzt hier sind. Ich hoffe, ich konnte alle ein bisschen entertainen, und jetzt geht's in Ruhe nach Hause, ein bisschen Pause, und dann gucken wir mal bei den Europameisterschaften, was so geht.
Well, congratulations, Marvin. You are the World Cup final champion. Go enjoy the podium.
Thank you.
Well, isn't that amazing? And Mum looking on with great pride, no doubt. And what's fascinating, all three of the medalists here were very open with their answers, but especially Marvin there. He was talking about his strategy. His story is worthy of a film being made. Was going to retire, effectively took a year off, and then looked at the changes in the competition and basically broke down the entire strategy that he took very successfully to the World Cup final title. A brilliant, brilliant performance, and three athletes that are great ambassadors for this sport because they're so open, and showing their emotion on the podium is a fantastic thing. And that concludes the action on the field of play. But Marvin Dog, well, what a performance he put in, and let's take a look at his best bits. So Dog came out for the fence, and he put in a fantastic run. He was flying through the obstacles as well, and says he can still get better watching Al-Ashkar, who's got a super fast world record time, a 24.99 through the obstacles. He talks about his improvement over the obstacles and how it was a brand new sport to him when he decided to return. He also talked about the fact that the pool is not his favourite place. He doesn't have the fastest swim time, but the reduction from 200 metres to 100 metres suited him completely, and it meant that he started the laser run in second place, and he really fancied himself from that point on. He took that confidence into the first shoot and took the lead straight away, and from then on there was no looking back for the man from Germany. Just 30 years old, he is going to be a contender in LA at the next Olympic Games. His mum proudly waving the German flag in the crowd. The new World Cup final champion, Marvin Dog from Germany. Brilliant. Well, this is what we've got coming up, the medal ceremony in the men's competition here at the 2026 World Cup final. And talking about good jobs, Marion is back up in the commentary box just in time.
Yeah, cloning myself all over this arena. But yeah, that is a stacked podium we have today. And it was
talking about how open they were and showing their emotion as well.
Yeah, that's what we love to see. And that's why those post-race interviews really, really gives them a chance to shine and for their personalities to shine and just the human part of them that we don't get to often see during competition.
Much down to the brilliant questions you asked, Marion. Time now for the presentation to the top 6 men. Extended podium here. She's a lovely touch, that is for sure. So, finishing in 6th place from Spain, Pau Salomo. Egypt's Mohamed Al-Ashkar in 5th. With a much improved laser run, but still room for improvement. Great performance from China's Luo Shui to finish in 4th place. They will receive flowers and certificates. The certificates being handed out by Chan Zhenhua, International Modern Pentathlon Federation Technical Delegate.
Salomo's insane. I didn't even notice that he came up from 15th all the way up to 6th, though. That is an incredible laser run performance.
Flowers here being handed out by Hungarian Modern Pentathlon Association competition director, that is Ákos Hanseli, and he's done a great job as well. But yeah, I hadn't spotted that myself. That was a great performance. We said down to 12, and Salomo's got into the top 6 by running from 15th position. Stunning.
It really, really is, and he just shows how dangerous he can be if he starts on the top of things in the next competitions.
What a shoot. What a number of shoots in the laser run from Łukasz Gutkowski of Poland, the bronze medalist at the World Cup final. Medals presented by the medical committee chair of UIPM, the International Federation, Dr. Doug Stull, and the managing director of Hungarian Modern Pentathlon, Adrian Miklos, giving out the flowers and the trophy.
Big medal. Be taking that home in the airport with pride.
Łukasz Gutkowski of Poland, the bronze medalist. The silver medalist from Czechia, Matej Lukáš. He took a crazy run from the pool back to the venue for the laser run in a 42 degrees heat. But like I said, whatever works, works. And the man from Czechia has got himself a silver medal. It'll be presented by the UIPM General Secretary, Shiny Fang. And the flowers will be presented by Executive Board member, Dr. Leila Genesi. Matej Lukáš from Czechia, the silver medalist.
And now our champion and gold medalist, representing Germany, Marin Dog.
When you're tagged a favourite for a competition, sometimes the pressure is too much, but not for this man. He positioned himself perfectly for the laser run. And Marvin Dog of Germany took the lead after the first shoot and can now call himself a World Cup final champion. And he's getting his medal from the president of the International Federation, Rob Stull. And flowers from the president of Hungarian Modern Pentathlon, Gabor Balogh. What a performance from Marvin Dog, and what a story he has to tell. I can't wait to see him next year in the run-up to Los Angeles 2028. If he can improve his obstacles, which is always a really good time, he is going to be a serious challenger for an Olympic medal.
Yeah, to think that he was about to retire is just unthinkable as we stop for the national anthem of Germany.
What a podium this is. Marvin Dog of Germany taking the gold medal here at the 2026 Pentathlon World Cup final. A beautiful performance from him overall. Matej Lukáš running his way onto the podium in silver medal position for Czechia, and shooting his way onto the podium, Łukasz Gutkowski of Poland. Completing the top 6, China's Luo Shui, Egypt's Mohamed El Ashkar, and Spain's magnificent performer, Pau Salomo, coming from all the way down in 15th place to get into the extended podium. Marvin Dog, absolutely fantastic performance from him. Your final thoughts on this men's competition?
I mean, this season was just grueling. And to top things off, we still have the World Championships in China to look forward to. So the road doesn't end here in Budapest.
It certainly doesn't. And the next live coverage will come from the Junior World Championships in Lithuania, which begins on the 23rd of July. So expect some coverage towards the tail end of that 28th, 29th of July. It's been an absolute pleasure working with you, Mariam, and it's been an absolute pleasure having all of you joining us for this World Cup final. We will see you next time at the Junior World Championships. But for now, thanks a lot from Budapest.
Into the lead. Smile.
Look at that shooting accuracy.
He's going to cross the line as a deserving